Hello everyone, Ted Clayton here. This video is on a theory, conspiracy theory, if you will, on what I call the BLACKPINK PsyOp. So what's going on here? I believe it's cultural Marxism. Primarily modern feminism, in essence, to separate men from women, to put them above and erase, essentially. All right. So, the way I seen this from the very beginning when this group came out and I saw the whole movement was that, the group, and let me actually put this out there. This is nothing personal in regards to the group. I think the band BLACKPINK is a great band. This is not against the people personally, the artists personally. It's just an observation, some patterns that I've been seeing and that I felt the need to share. I love K-pop. I love the whole movement going on right now. There are some questions I have. There are some concerns, but I can separate my love for the music from what I'm seeing or certain critical thinking. So the way I describe this is that BLACKPINK, the whole movement, is probably the single most powerful modern feminist psyop ever invented. That's my opinion there. Okay, so let's go through this. Now, with, again, going back a couple, just a bit, cultural Marxism. How is this happening via modern feminists in this movement? The way I see it is through subversion. How so? All right, 3 points. One, the use or introduction, rather, of a different language. We don't understand Korean. This is just a new thing that just popped up. Now, intuitively, I have a sense, I can sense that they're not saying anything negative, anything bad, but it's still the thing of it's a different language. People can probably mumble the words, but they have to look it up in a dictionary, they have to translate, but they don't know essentially what they're saying. So it's just this foreign, is something foreign. Two is the focus away from American groups or just anything American. I just saw a video recently with Coach Red Pill where the title was Asymmetrical Multiculturalism. And the whole idea was, great video, the whole idea was that to show appreciation to other cultures, but not one's own. To actually belittle one's own, but praise others. So again, and I'm seeing this actually with Japanese culture. And again, I'm not picking on the Asians, but Japanese culture, there's this whole anime movement. Look, anime is great. I've been following it for a long time, since the 80s, but now it's like everything is anime. It's kind of corny right now. So it's that. And then in general, the whole globalist movement. Now, of course, we should all love all different kinds of people and cultures, but the intent behind it is a different thing. All right. So the focal point of this whole thing is the single Kill This Love. When I first heard this song, a red flag came up. Now, I'm going to read to you the bridge, and that's going to, in a sense, it reflects the entire song. That's just the entire song and their whole movement. Okay. I'm a little embarrassed right now because I put on the light and I did not turn it on. just a little hectic moment right now. So, but it's still pretty bright here. It looks good to me. All right. So in the bridge, it says, "We all commit to love that makes you cry. Oh. We're all making love that kills you inside. Yeah." The way I see this is a misinterpretation or villainizing of love instead of understanding the concept. It's not necessarily submitting to it, it's understanding the concept. And again, we can speak about this on a spiritual level, but really it can just be understood from a emotional, psychological level. It shouldn't be this thing that we fight against. So let's leave that at that. And the whole song is basically along this theme. All right, now let's go to YouTube real quick, and we are going to look at the composition briefly. I'm also going to show some clips for symbolism. I'm not going to get too deep into symbolism because that's going to take some time. And I prepared notes for this video, but I didn't have time to actually prepare to record. So I don't have timestamps for certain parts. So I'm not going to really go through. I'm just going to skim and show little things that I observed. But in essence, we kill this love. Again, the focal point with this whole thing is the composition. And what we're going to notice is that the composition is very militant. So again, an act of war or declaration of war or going to war. All right, so I'm on my tablet right now. Let's pull up BLACKPINK. Kill This Love. All right. And now to date, it's 1.1 billion views from a year ago. And I did look up the date for this particular video. It came out, matter of fact, let's look at it one more time. Okay, let's turn that down because we don't want to get demonetized, and I don't want to give money to people who may not give us some money, may not help us out. April 4th, 2019. Now, I do have, let's check the time, because it's going to be some people showing up pretty soon, so I want to wrap this video up. April 4th, 2019. Now, that was a little more than a year and a half ago. They did not come out with their next single. They went into hiatus for basically a year and a half, and they had this big song. Anyway, we'll touch on that in a second. All right, so in the beginning, let's just play a little bit of this. Okay. So we hear trumpets, right? So, all right, let's stop it right there. Okay, we're hearing trumpets, right? So now what trumpet signifies is, again, going to war, going to battle. And then you hear the hi-hats, again, a battle theme. But then we see this, right? So it's the group, and it's like a standoff, right? And you got organs. What are organs? You know, where do you see those at? Churches. So it's like a symbolic thing going on here, right? Like a real spiritual battle, per se. All right. So that's that. I kind of dropped that a little hard. All right. So I'm just going to skip this a little bit. Okay. Oh, and I almost forgot to say, in regards to, and of course, I'm skipping, but almost dropped it. Someone just scared me up there. You have Black Heart and about to cover an eye, almost covering an eye, right? Okay. So, I was going to say, in terms of the group, just a side note, in terms of the group, love the group. If I had to say who's my favorite member, I would say it's Lisa. It was Jisoo, but I saw an article from British Vogue where she was wearing Crocs. She fell out of favor with me once I saw that. So I'm on Team Lisa like everyone else. Okay. Oh. Okay. Then we have this right here. Right. So it's kind of like rising sun. I don't remember what the exact symbolism for this is, but it's rising sun, so it's like a new dawn, right? Like a new age. All right. And then one last thing I wanted to point out is when the hook comes in. Okay. All right here. See explosions. They're pointing guns. They look like they're like military, right? Like soldiers. See the outfits is a wreck, destruction. You see where I'm going with this, right? So it's not just necessarily, an innocent song. It's actually going to war. So again, we're just gonna leave that right there. All right. So here's what I noticed, right? And this is why I say that this is a movement, right? A modern feminist movement, a powerful movement. Excuse me, it's a little cold here in New York. There's a big push with this group, and I follow music, right? This song was huge. Kill This Love was huge, but there was a hiatus, which I'm going to get to in a second. And after that, the song that came out wasn't really that good. So they had this momentum and everything just kind of died out. All right, but there was this momentum building. So a note that I wrote here was they have support from major American artists. Now, this is a big deal because they're the only K-pop group that really has a lot of support from American artists. America, we still have the power of validation. Not even BTS has this much help, right? And certainly not the other female K-pop groups like Twice and ITZY. With this group, Ariana Grande. If anyone remembers, when after Kill This Love came out, they met in Coachella. She was saying how she loves BLACKPINK, and I think she wrote on Twitter how she loves BLACKPINK and she wants to meet them, can't wait to meet them. And they met in Coachella backstage, what have you, and took a photo. I'm sure a lot of people remember this. Then we have Selena Gomez. She was just on the latest single with them. And we also have Cardi B on the album. So a lot of big hitters, a lot of big names supporting them. If you look at BTS, love the group, love BTS also. So again, not against the K-pop movement. It's just the intent behind this whole thing and the timing of this whole situation. With BTS, not even them. They don't have a lot of international American support. The only support they really had was Halsey. Halsey was on Boy With Love, and she had a very minor part. She was doing backup on the hook, ad-libs here and there, and was a dancer in the video. That's it. Not a knock on Halsey, it's just that's the truth. It helped the song, but she didn't have a standout feature in the song. And aside from that, there was Idol that had Nicki Minaj, and that's it. And by the way, just as a footnote, that's when she was in her Chung Leaf phase. So it was kind of a big deal, but that's it. Also, a little footnote I wrote down here, totally tangential, and excuse me for all the sniffling. Again, just no, it's not what you think. It's just very cold here in New York. Nicki did a song with BTS, BLACKPINK, with Cardi B. Little beef, maybe, LOL. Okay, so the hiatus. The reason why I focused on this was because, again, they had so much momentum and they didn't necessarily capitalize. I mean, I'm sure maybe they had to, restructure, but they just kind of fell off the face of the planet. You didn't hear from them for a long time. Then they come out with How You Like That. And let's admit it, guys, How You Like That was okay. It was okay. It was all right. But there is one thing in How Do You Like That that stuck out. So let's go to the videotape. All right, let's just pull this up. I'm going through their YouTube videos, and there's just a whole bunch of random videos. They got the concerts, they got backstage footage. Okay, so the first thing we see, I'm gonna try not to drop it now. First thing we see is an altar, angel wings. So, fallen angel maybe? Okay. There we have that. And again, more symbolism. Altar, hold on. Let's play a little more. Okay. Altar with fire, so real ritual kind of going on right now. Okay, but here's the biggest thing that I noticed, and again, I can go deeper into this, but we're running out of time, and there's people already coming. Okay, let's see if I can. All right, here it goes. All right, good morning. All right, I'm just trying to lock in here. We're at the end of the video. Here you go. What do we see here? 2 Trojan horses. I rest my case. We're going to leave it at that. So let's see. We're not going to get, again, I really wanted to delve more into this, but we don't have much time, and people are going to start coming here, so I don't want to be interrupted. But again, there's a lot of symbolism in these videos, but we're just going to leave that aside. The next singles were really, I wasn't blown away by them. They were okay. And also, think about the title of their, I think it was probably their debut album. What was it called? The Album. In bold letters, in capital letters. So we're seeing this kind of the group being put on a pedestal, and this emphasis on their relevance. You know, this is the album. I mean, it could be, it could just be as simple as this is our album. It's also like this is the album, sort of the impetus for this whole movement. So, some other notes I wrote, they're pretty vulgar. The whole modern feminist thing is just, it's a lot based on vulgarity, just kind of degradation. And again, it's not picking on women, but the modern feminist movement. It was on Interscope Records. So again, that's a major push. And if you industry heads that might be seeing this, people that are in the industry, you guys know that is a big deal. That the album was on Interscope Records. Wikipedia, to back up, I'm just going through my notes right here, just rapid fire. Wikipedia, when we look at, to back up my claim, if we look at the responses after Kill This Love, they don't really say that the subsequent singles were okay, not so good. So, they kind of, just trying to keep them, trying to put your focus away on the fact that the response wasn't as good as they wanted it to be. Oh, big point. When they came back after their one, actually, while we're here, when did this video come out? How Do You Like That? June 26, 2020. So a little over a year. And then the album, I'm going to have to check that in a moment, but it came out maybe a month or two after that. When they came back out from hiatus, who did they do a feature with? They did a song with Lady Gaga on her album, her latest album, Chromatica, the song Sour Candy. That's actually a good song. But again, a big push. So we have Ariana Grande, who actually wrote, I didn't know this, so she met up with them in Coachella, but she actually wrote Ice Cream. Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, Cardi B, and who did I just say? Lady Gaga. So, girl power, right? And again, not a shot on the artist. I love all of them. Lady Gaga, love her music. Not better than Madonna. Oh, that's gonna, I'm sure I'm gonna get some backlash for that, but that's another video. But her, Cardi B, Selena Gomez, and who else did I just say? I just said somebody else and I forgot. But anyhow, all great artists. Love their music. It's just really showing the support that this group has been getting. Just the heavy hitters. All right? I wrote a note here to go on Spotify. So really what I wanted to point out was their songs. The songs on Spotify, I wasn't really impressed with the songs that their top 5. I wasn't impressed with the top 5 that much. And actually, no. Let's see if it changed, but there was something that I did notice here, and let's see if it's still the case. Okay, so BLACKPINK artists, okay. Their popular songs. Number 1, How Do You Like That? Number 2, Lovesick Girls. That's the other single. Pretty Savage, another vulgar song. Ice Cream, and number 5, Bet You Wanna with Cardi B. Kill This Love is not on there. I can't see how many listens Kill This Love got, but I know that song is huge. And let's see when the album came out. October 2nd. So April 9th, 2019, Kill This Love came out. June 26th, late June, How Do You Like That comes out. And then October 2nd, just 2 months ago, a little over, 2 months ago, the album came out. So again, it's this hiatus. Who knows, maybe they were just building momentum. Maybe they just realized they had a hit. But again, it was just this massive, what I believe was a PsyOp, and then they just dropped out. But the real significance is, what I'm trying to point out is the emphasis on this group, but the songs are okay. But there's this big push on the group. And then when I start to look from a critical thinking point of view, from me being looking at alternative facts, an alternative narrative to this, it comes off to me as cultural Marxism. So, I mean, I'm not really sure how to, any other way to put that. And it does disturb me a little bit. Again, I'm really against modern feminism. I think it's very destructive. I think it is a cancer, and I will stick to that. And when you have this kind of a movement, and especially when it's young women, little girls that listen to this, who knows what's going to happen. So, who knows the consequences? Because this is music that influences them, just like music has influenced us, right? And what I noticed is a lot of parents really don't know. I've seen in Facebook where parents, they're just now sort of getting hip to BTS and how big they are. I just saw a post a month ago where someone was saying, oh, my kid knows all the songs to BTS, they're driving me crazy, whatever. And it's kind of like, I'm thinking to myself, just now, we're talking about BTS. BTS has been huge for a long time. I mean, maybe that's how I was perceiving it, but I did ask them if they actually were asking about boy bands in another post, the same person. And I asked them, there's only BTS, but, there's a lot of girl groups. Do you know BLACKPINK? She said she didn't know, and she has 4 kids. So I'm very sure, I follow music, I follow the trends. I'm very sure that her kids, I don't know if she has any daughters, I think so, but even if it's boys, they're listening to this. And they at least know about BLACKPINK. BLACKPINK is huge. And I think also that men, which is something I could have said it earlier in this video, but we're going to cap it off with this. Men should pay attention to this. Because again, it's modern feminism, but through cultural Marxism, but through modern feminism. So this is, and these groups are big, very influential. And when you have a song like Kill This Love, that is, in essence, a declaration of war. Is showing you where they stand on love. So again, just wanted to share that. Something I've been looking into for some time. I wish I could have been a little more prepared for it, but didn't have that much time. But I had the notes, so I just wanted to share it and didn't want to really overthink this. Please share your thoughts. Would definitely like to have a conversation in regards to this. Again, and I probably don't need to say this, but I love the group, love you guys, love what you're doing. I just see something else going on outside of the music and in tandem with the music. All right. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day.